Welcome to the DaChop Team. I'm your host, Seth the Dark Child.
I'm your host, twinsinc.
Our show is about two guys and any friends that happen to come over with a topic that we want to chop up.
This is our barbershop style podcast. We discuss it all. If the fellas at the shop will go in on it, we will. Let's chop it up.
Hey, welcome back today. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are going to review a video that we caught on the internet by Medicore tutorials and reviews. This is a young internet cat. I mean, subscribe, check him out, subscribe to him. Some of his content is worth listening to. Quite a bit is worth listening to. Today, the video that caught my attention is a married woman answers why get married. So this is from a woman's perspective. I didn't watch the entire video, but after the first 5 minutes, I knew I wanted to chop this up.
I feel you. Let's go for it. And then, of course, throughout the video, we're going to stop it and provide our personal thoughts on it, because that's what we do with the DaChop Team. We're going to chop it up. Mm-hmm. But it's not a chop against the person who created the content. Big shout out to him, because he's providing some good content. So subscribe. We're not being paid. We're not being plugged. It's just respect. Yeah. Respect is respect. But the topic is good, and it needs to be talked about, and we're doing that today.
Yeah, it's a couple things she says. So anyway, like I say, Medicore tutorials and reviews. All right, let's get started.
One more video, joined today by a very special guest, Zoe.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up? Do we high five? Okay.
We can high five. We can high five.
Okay.
I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Now, listen, Zoe, unlike most of the people that I have up here, you actually have a YouTube channel.
I do. Yes, indeed.
What's that channel?
Zoe Everlasting.
Okay.
So,
Go subscribe.
No, ZOE Everlasting.
Okay, I'm going to put it down in the description box so they know where to check you out.
Cool beans.
All right?
Okay.
All right, so listen, Zoe is married. I had to ask this question to her, because I think that it's very important to ask people who have jumped over the broom,
literally,
how they feel about these things that we've talked about on the channel before. So, all right.
Okay.
What's the point specific to a man? What's the point of a man?
Wait, I can't answer a man's question. You got to ask me a woman's view.
How about just in general? What's the point of?
I just want to add, I love the fact that she immediately realized she couldn't answer for a man.
Okay.
She saw that. She was like, "Oh, I can't answer."
I like that. That's respect right there.
Yep. I'm rooting for her. Let's hope she keeps giving us these positive nuggets. Here we go.
Married in 2020.
Okay, so the point of getting married is that I didn't have really an example of marriage in my life ever, if ever. So I do believe it's very important to have a family unit, but not like being a baby mama first, or because that's what a lot of we see in the community everywhere, black, white, Hispanic. And I just believe that if you want me to be the mother of your child, I deserve to have a ring and have your last name. Not only that, like if you were to die and we weren't married, I wouldn't get anything. You would leave your family behind with nothing. So
is she going to the relationship already won something?
That was disappointing.
I mean, because he said when he dies, like, wow, how we get from getting married to when he dies, I get nothing. Like, wow, how we get there? I know I jumped right. I jumped it.
I paused it before you started talking. I
was like, what?
You know what? I get it. I get it. That's reasonable, but it sounds so conniving and gold digging.
Yeah, definitely selfish. Because I'm married. I did not go into my marriage talking about when she dies, I'm gonna get this, or when I die, they'll get this.
I know. That was incredibly disappointing. I mean, I can't argue with it. It's facts, but it was disappointing.
Okay.
All right, let's continue.
So let me, 2 different points. So on your last point, not leaving anyone behind, I mean, I can sign off power of attorney. I can create a will.
But they don't, but why not get married? Why not just make that effort to grow with one another? Why don't you want that? Well, not you, but why wouldn't you want that? Love.
I think of it like this. Like, I can be in love with somebody without being married. Mm-hmm. And the thing is when you bring the marriage into it, when you bring that contract into it, it does certain things within that relationship.
But not if...
Pause. Okay. So...
He said it, not me.
Once again, we can argue the facts, but marriage is a contract. Marriage is a business. But the idea of okay, let's let it roll for another minute or so.
Okay, go ahead.
But I just want to hear a justification for any of this.
You and yourself are compatible. If you guys aren't compatible, I don't think it really... If you have more money than her, if she has more money than you, why are you even talking about money or a contract? You're married. This is your rider, your partner for life. Sorry, I just went on a tangent.
Pause. Just want to let you know that for full disclosure, I am divorced. Let me tell you what my divorce attorney told me.
What did he tell you?
For future reference.
Okay.
That marriage, when you get a divorce, you need to remember that marriage is a business.
Okay.
It is not for a relationship. It's a business contract.
Okay.
So when you get a divorce, you're not just separating. You are dissolving a business. At this point, you're just divvying up assets.
So that contract that she's talking about is what you're referring to.
That she's real Philippine about. Like, why do you even? Yeah, it's real serious. Marriage is a business. This is not. You can argue the love is the relationship.
Okay.
Getting married is a business. Okay, let's go.
Okay, look, I'm gonna try to hone you back in. I want you to listen to me for a quick second. I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying. Got it. I understand that. You're right, or you're homie for life. I can't play in a fairy tale world where we assume that human beings stick relatively the same tract and are on the same path of life throughout their entire lives. I think what happens is that there's an assumption that you are not complete as a man or a female until you find someone else, find an other.
Yeah.
I think that there's an assumption there that has been kind of given to our culture in a way, and then there's benefits of it too, like being able to raise, children, two-party household, but you don't necessarily have to be married in order to do that. Now, the problem, the conniption with the marriage thing, I think from a male's perspective, is if once I get married, I lose some of my rights and I lose some of my freedoms.
See, but that's the thing. No, you gain more. You're gaining more as a man. When you find that woman who can help you build you to the man that you want to be and who is here for you, a rider, I believe it's a business plan as well. Marriage is also a business plan. And if both of you have the same agreement, same destiny, you guys are soulmates, and I do believe in soulmates, I believe that it can work. However, society makes it feel like marriage is a mistake.
I'm not even sure what she was discussing right then. She went back and forth so bad I don't know where she was at.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not go into my marriage thinking it was a business.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. The problem is, it is.
As I'm learning right now, but I didn't go into my marriage thinking that it's going to be, that it is a business.
Mm-hmm. I know, but that's the problem. But she
knows that though.
Well, that's the point. Listen, once again, this is from a divorce attorney. This isn't my opinion that I got from a random dude on the street.
Right.
Marriage is a business.
Okay.
You have to get a license to run a business.
Facts.
You got to get a marriage you got to get a license to get married.
True.
You got to get a license to drive a car.
True.
There are certain rules to those licenses, right? There are certain laws around it, right?
Okay.
We go into marriages thinking, hey, we're just going to be together and be all happy. No, there are rules, there are laws. And once the relationship is over, guess what happens? Those laws come into play. So, if you are in a relationship and it's all good, well, you are both acquiring assets, building up wealth,
right?
Woot to woot to woot, whatever it is, right? That's what you're doing.
Right.
But at the end of the marriage, when it's time for you to go your separate way and her to go her separate way, what are you gonna do? You're gonna dissolve the corporation and divvy up the assets of that corporation. That's what marriage is. It's a corporation.
Okay.
So once again, it's really weird that you can get married with just two people. The biggest decision of your life is just you and another person who you sleeping with, so you think you love. determining how much money you're going to have in your pocket in one point in the future. It's even worse when you just have babies, but seriously. Marriage, being with somebody is a relationship. But once you decide to get married, you need to look at that as, I'm creating a corporation with this person as a partner.
Yeah, and that's right. That's a corporation. It's not an LLC, because with LLC, you can protect yourself.
You can't protect your...
Oh, well, then again, you can if you sign a prenup. But go ahead and play. Continue.
Prenup. I've heard prenups are mostly tissue paper. But let's continue.
Continue.
I don't know if it's society. I think it's data. Because 50% of all relationships end in divorce.
Right.
And 70% of those are usually instigated by the woman in the relationship.
Instigated? What do you mean?
Like, she starts the filing. 70% of that 50.
I think the number went up there. It's in between 70 and 83, just saying.
Okay.
But once again, I love the fact that she seems so oblivious to the facts, huh? Once again, that's who you're in business with. Your partner doesn't know what the hell is going on with the business. Think about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just think you guys just don't want to do it. I think guys just don't want to spend the time on divorcing. So we as women have to step up to the plate and divorce your ass because you ain't trying to act right.
I don't know where... Okay.
Hold on. Let it keep playing. Let it keep playing. Because I want to get to the point in the video where you start asking her questions.
Okay.
Let it play.
I'm going to let it play for about 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, let it play.
Nope. That laugh, nope.
That's that diabolical laugh right there.
I'm just saying.
She's laughing, and the background turn back with the fire in the background.
Exactly. My argument, my whole argument would be that when you don't have to pay the consequences, when you most of the time are benefiting from doing something, and you almost never, women file 70% of all divorces, period. More than 70, because it's in between 70 and 83%. When you get divorced, you get 85 to 90% of the time, you get custody of the children. If you get custody of the children, you will get child support, possibly alimony, not to mention housing part and bank accounts and all this. Women don't have to pay any of the consequences in this country right now for getting a divorce. That laugh right there, she's not ignorant. When I said your partner is ignorant about the law, she's not ignorant. She don't care because she ain't got to pay the consequences of that. Okay, 2 minutes. Let's ride for at least 2 minutes.
Zoe, hold on. Okay, why would I want to get married if I know that? Why would I even want to get married if even the assumption of divorce will come up? So this is like, okay, listen, real quick.
But that's what you're afraid of. Why are you afraid?
Because if I went skydiving a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I told you that, right?
Yes, and I saw on YouTube.
If the place that I went skydiving at, if it was slapped up right in the front of the place that it said 50% of people who come in here never leave, I probably would not want to skydive.
Is that true?
No, you gotta follow it's an analogy.
Okay.
50% of people who go and skydive at this place never live to tell about it. Okay. Same thing with marriage. 50% of people who become married become divorced.
Right, but what about the 50% of people?
But it's not people being scared. They're looking at examples.
Okay, pause.
50 is a lot.
No. You know what?
So mind you, let's say we had 10 marriages in this room right now. 10. Mm-hmm. Half of those, that's 5 people, is going to be divorced.
Let's do the real math.
Oh, okay.
Let's do the real damn math on that.
Okay, go ahead.
50%. Okay, so let's say, I'm going to say 100 because I want to do some granular damn math. 50 out of 100 are getting a divorce.
Right.
Done. They're done. The 50 that's left, you will end up, you ever heard of a sexless marriage? Where you're only having sex with your wife once a month or something like that?
Well, I heard about it now.
Well, no, it's a sexless marriage. Look it up. This is not, but they were like up to 40 to 60% of all marriages are sexless. So at one point or another, you and your spouse just won't be having sex. So now 50% got divorced. Out of the 50 that's remaining, another 50% ain't having sex. So that leaves 25%. We ain't even got down to abusive relationships or nothing. Only 25% of people actually married might actually be happily married. And you ain't even got down to abusive relationships. Or what about the men who sleep on the couch and they just stand because they can't afford to move out? Or they just stand for the kids. Women too. I'm not going to say not, but maybe 1 in 10 marriages is actually worth being in. Okay. That's just real, honestly. 1 in 10, if you lucky. But why would you be scared? Boy, she make me want to pull my hair out and I'm bald.
Hip like.
Of divorce, and specific to men, because if the man is the breadwinner, he gets everything kind of stripped from him, right? And then kids potentially
not when you're a boss ass woman, okay? I'm about to try to take all of what you got.
You got to tell me to pause, because I'm gonna let it ride.
Money. That's the thing.
Even if it give me an aneurysm.
But you're gonna have to make some risk. Life is full of risk, okay? Like life is, you got to make some uncomfortable decisions.
Why would I want to sign up for an uncomfortable decision?
But life.
What happened? Oh, YouTube ad.
Okay, that's fine. Let it roll out. Let it roll out.
At Marietta Physical Rehab,
a couple seconds there, you can probably skip it, so it's all good.
Yeah. Okay, you want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. Because like I said, I want to get to the point where when he's asking her questions.
Have uncomfortable decisions whether or not you get married. Like, you're going to have hard decisions in your life, and marriage is one of them. And guys just overthink it too damn much. Like, stop overthinking stuff. And if you find that down ass girl, marry her and treat her right. Like, it's not hard.
I think too many men underthink it.
Exactly. Oh, yes. Underthinking.
And they rush into it and just do it.
Well, okay, listen, in society, it is a benefit because I know I'm a good wife. I know that I am a down-ass wife. Like, I'm here for you. I got your back. Listen, I'm a wifey material. So some girls know they're wifey material.
Says that.
Some girls know they're boyfriend material. I just know that I'm wifey material, which I am married. How we got there is a long story, and that's why I believe in love. I do believe in love, but I also believe in change. So you gotta listen, okay? Yeah. And you can rush things too, okay? As I'm leading into it, but go ahead.
No, what?
Wait. Okay, I mean, I don't have anything because if I start griping, I won't start. I just need to. My shoulders were tensing up, man.
Okay.
I was
all right.
Okay. I wish I knew this person for real. All right. Let's continue.
Listen, I'm trying to, I feel like you come at it from a perspective where you can just feel your way through things. Mm-hmm. And I think if you go through life feeling your way through things, a man should never do that. We should think and calculate each and every step and the math behind each. And it might be boring to you. But we have to protect ourselves.
Have you heard matrimony? I have to protect myself too. Okay? We both have to protect ourselves. I don't know what type of girls you like.
I don't know if you're really trying to understand me.
I hear you.
I don't know if you're trying to understand me.
Okay, go.
I want you to come in with a little bit more of an understanding viewpoint.
Listen, ladies.
I want you to try to do that, and because I think, and this is the beauty of conversations like this, is because we have two different viewpoints, very different viewpoints.
Very different.
And in fact, you have. You're already married. Mm-hmm. But I think it's important to come to a meeting of the minds in a way where we can try to push the conversation forward, because there's men that don't ever want to get married.
I believe.
And you say it's because they're scared. And it's like, well, what are the actual data points that go into them being scared about a really real decision? When you see all these examples of ex-wives ripping their bank accounts out, when you see examples of ex-wives using their babies as leverage within their lives and withholding time away from their offspring because they can, because of the court system. Like, these are very real outcomes.
Facts.
Go ahead.
I hear you.
Okay.
And I understand you.
Mm-hmm.
These women and these men, some people don't get married for the right reasons.
Okay.
And I want to be married for the right reasons. I got married for the right reason.
What are those reasons?
In a way. But I believe...
What's the right reasons from a woman's perspective?
There we go.
On my perspective...
I'm going to call out selfish or not.
Love.
Good.
Seeing a future.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
friendship. You have to be my, like, you have to make me laugh. You have to be like my homie. You got to be my nigga. But also you have to be my comforter. You have to be my protector as well. So I believe that when you do meet that right person, and some guys just don't meet the right person. You guys, not you guys, but I do believe some men are led on sex and lust, and then that gets all mixed and intertwined.
And we're tricked.
Yes.
These are all really real things.
Yes.
Quick question, we'll get back into it. Those 4 or 5 things that you just mentioned, why do you need marriage for those?
Because it's basically you stepping up to the plate and saying, I'm a man and I'm a woman and I love you and we want to do this life together. And I'm a believer as well. I'm a Christian.
Yes. Please continue.
Because he a man, because he's a woman.
That was the most asinine. You can't see the video, and we're going to learn how to do the side by side. It's obvious he is getting frustrated as hell with her. You can hear it in his voice. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And as far as reasons to get married, she offered the first couple love, okay, positive. Building the future together, positive. And then immediately after that, she ran into what she wanted. You didn't hear her say nothing that he might have cared about. You know what I'm saying? He got to be my comforter. He got to be my best friend. He got all that. No point did she say nothing that was for him. It was all for her. That ate me up right there.
Yeah, and then he goes and say, well, I don't need to get married to give you those things.
Exactly.
He said, well, you need to man up. What does that have to do with anything? Like, you know I'm a man if I'm dating you. If I'm courting you, if I'm doing all these things, you know I'm a man. So what does a ring have to do with
any part of that?
Any part of that. If I'm providing all those things to you while we're dating. Go ahead, play, continue. Go ahead.
Christian. So I do believe
religious undertones. No,
not really religious it's spiritual. I believe that he is my soulmate. We just got married very young, and we rushed into it.
Whoa. It says she got married young? Because she says she's married right now.
Well, she'll explain.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying that she got married young, but if he's your soulmate, when's too young to meet your soulmate? Did you feel like you missed out something before you met your soulmate? Once again, I want him to go in. I want him to dissect her verbally, but I don't know.
Talk about
Let's
that.
play.
Okay. How was that experience?
So basically,
now what's young?
I got married at 23, and my birthday was the next day.
That is super young.
Yes.
Okay. When you say you rushed into it, how long?
So basically, so this story is like super crazy. I moved to Ohio, and in my young mind, I'm like, I want to be I never wanted to be married, but I went to California, right? And I was dealing with all these like.
She just said she never wanted to be married.
Wanted.
She never wanted to be married.
Yeah, but she, I assume between 18, she was having a good time being young. She couldn't see the future. Women have they can't really see the future that well.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, I jumped the gun. Go ahead and play. I'm sorry.
Fuck niggas, okay? After I graduated college, I went home to LA, and I was dealing with all these fuck niggas. Like, I'm like, you guys don't want to get married? Like, why don't you want to get married?
Hold up. So when she said she messing with all these F ninjas, that means, and that implies that she is dating and she's talking to multiple men. Yeah. So if she's talking to multiple guys who are F ninjas, what does that make her then?
Oh, wait, I know I can't. Oh, wait, I can't say the word. It starts with an S, but I can't say it.
Okay.
But no, okay, but once again, now didn't she say, I got married young, but then she's talking about they didn't want to get married and said, why don't you want to get married? Once again, that sounds like you were giving off.
Ultimatums.
No. What's the word? Messages. Conflicting messages. What am I?
Oh, definitely conflicting.
I can't remember. You know what I'm talking about, though.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah. But anyway. It sounds like you saying you don't want to get married, but you messing with dudes trying to drop the M word. You sending out the conflicting messages. Why? What's your point behind that? But because she's a woman, she can have it both ways, I guess.
I have my child, but you don't want to be married to me. Y'all got the game effed up. I'm not anybody is like, I won't have a child if you're not committed to me. And even if you are committed to me and I feel like you're undeserving of a child is a huge responsibility.
Pause. Pause. I won't have, if you're not committed to me, I won't have a child. Cool. If you are committed to me and I don't feel like you're deserving, I won't have a child. So what happened to those arguments where it takes two to make a baby and you need to handle your responsibility? Because it seems to me like she took 100% of the responsibility of having that baby upon herself.
Her words, not ours.
Yeah, I mean, she just kind of shot, I don't know, personal responsibility. She kind of shot that in the foot, because at this point, every time a woman, should we assume that when a woman has a baby, it's always her choice? Period.
Oh,
because
of course they don't say, because you know what? It's my body, right? That's their one thing they always say, right?
Then why do I have to pay for your choices? I'm not saying this. Hey, why do I have to pay for your choices? I don't have. When you buy a car that you chose to drive, I don't have to pay the insurance on it. I don't have to put gas in it. I ain't got to put tires on it because you chose to get that car.
That's true.
So, not saying a baby is a car, but that's the logic that y'all use when it's in your best interest. Anyway, continue.
Responsibility. I'm sorry, a child is like life-altering, life-changing. Yes, I'm married. And expensive. Yes, I'm married, but I don't have a child. I'm a stepmom, but I don't have a child. Okay, let's stop and pause.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, so basically,
you can see this guy's face.
Long story short, I moved to Ohio, and I told my now husband that, I told him what I wanted, and I want to get married. But I guess he didn't realize how serious I was when I got out there. So when he saw how serious I was, I think it scared him away, and I think I was pressuring him to marry me. Mind you, I was celibate, and I
called BS.
Was reading The Wait by Megan Good and her. I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like, we need to wait. Like, this is a sign.
No, hip pause. No, sorry. She said she was practicing
celibacy,
but then she was messing with a bunch of F ninjas, and she just said previously, not too long ago, that I'm not gonna have a baby with you if you're not commit to me. Mm-hmm. So, how are you messing with these F ninjas and you are practicing? I'm confused.
Listen.
Maybe she wasn't the right guest for the show.
She honestly remember the other day when we had that conversation and I told one of our guests that women didn't check other women enough.
That's true.
I said that this is that. Some woman, I need a woman to tell her, look, boo, hush. You basically lying, or you basically trying to play both sides of the fence. And it's only because, once again, and this is my opinion, that women always want men to think the best of them. If you talk to a woman long enough, and I've been doing that the last couple of months, just experimenting, I let women talk themselves into traps all the time because they always want to tell you what you want to hear to think the best of them. That means that they will lie to you basically in the same conversation. If you give them enough time and if you steer the conversation right, they will try to play both sides of the fence, and they will lie to you right now about something they said 10 minutes ago.
Clearly.
Yeah.
If you listen to the audio right now, she is contradicting exactly what she's just saying.
Mm-hmm. And I wish it was just one or two, but I've been doing this for the fun of it, talking to women in conversations. They will contradict themselves in the same conversation if you steer the conversation right.
Okay.
I'm gonna suggest better books to you next time, but keep going.
Oh my God. So we almost made it to a year of celibacy, and I just remember having signs of just like weird intuition stuff, but I'm like, no, like it's not that, like, my nigga loves me, but I think on his perspective, I can't talk for him. I think he was going through something totally different, which was never communicated to me. And I really believe that marriage is communication, and or friendship, anything is communication. And we both weren't raised that way. Like, it was single moms, dad's not home, just like reoccurring, I think, reoccurring
generational curses.
Yes, in our family. So, nevertheless, January 7th, I was like at work and I got like a really like weird feeling. And I'm like, oh fuck, like this is some bullshit. Like, I'm at work at this time. And I come home and like, I'm getting really like pretty, and you know, I'm like, you know what, Zoe, you have been making him wait for like so long. I think it's time for you to just like do it. Like, obviously you can't pressure him to marry you. So that day I was going to like, you know, break his celibacy because he's been doing so well. And he tells me, like, I see him, like, I'm in our home.
Wait, but she was going to break her celibacy because he had been doing so well. That doesn't sound like manipulation. And not to mention, she was going to break her celibacy, but she had already been messing with F-boys. So she just was holding out on him.
Dang. Now, he probably feels stupid now.
I would
Bruh. Bruh. She was taking you through the ringer. Meanwhile, she was throwing it back for everybody else.
You know what? Let me tell you a quick story. And I'm you know, personal life. So at the time I had a best friend, right? There was a girl who I worked with, and one weekend, she was like, yo, let's do some stuff, right?
Right.
And all weekend over her house. I swear to God, this happened. My boy had met a girl a few weeks in advance. He was like, yo, I'm dating this chick. She got me going to church. We doing this. We ain't had sex or anything yet. And I'm like, you sure? Because this outside of your nature. But he said, this is the one for me.
Okay,
right?
Okay.
Never met him. And he said, when I get ready to introduce you, because you my boy, I was like, cool, bro, whatever make you happy, right? Cool. Roll around. So me and her been in her house all weekend. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, the phone rings, and I look at the screen of the phone, and it's my boy.
Oh.
I'm looking, I'm like, whoa, what the... I like, you know that dude? Because I know that number, the name and the number.
Right.
He's like, that's my boyfriend. What? Wait, you know, because if you the one who been you the one who been holding out on sex with him. You the one who been dragging him to church. You the one who done made him sit at a dinner with your moms and all this. Because I ain't do none of this.
And right now, at that moment, you're wrecking it.
I was middle of wrecking it. And I did not stop because I was already started. What's the point? But I confronted. I mean, after we got finished and I left, I called my boy. I was like, "Yo, bro, we need to talk," because she had him celibate and all this good stuff. I'm not saying this right or wrong. I'm saying that the front that people play, the faces they play, these faces are just as bad on their side as our side. Men are not angels.
Facts.
But that's what she was doing to my friend. So when you start talking about I was celibate, but you've been messing with F-boys, how you gonna hold out on something you've been giving away? That sounds like you playing me for a suck. Sorry. Continue.
At the time, and I see him like fall to the ground, and I'm like, what is going on? He's like, babe, like I need to like go speak with my mom. And I'm like, okay, like whatever, like still getting ready, like doing my hair, like, you know. And he comes back and he was like, I got something to tell you. And I'm like, and he starts crying. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell is, and then instantly I'm like, my worst fear ever. Like, this is one of my worst fears. It came to life. Like, he was just like, he starts screaming, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then, no, I'm like, not okay, whatever.
What happened?
I know, right? Like, get to it.
What happened? Oh, he starts like, okay, and then I'm like, you got a girl pregnant. And he breaks down to his knees.
Okay.
So you're like, okay.
Time out. Take a quick pause. That's heavy.
Heavy.
That's heavy.
Oh my God. Heavy.
So let me get the timeline a little bit
straight, right?
Right.
So met somebody. You were in LA. You moved to get closer.
So
to them.
no. He's always been my college boyfriend. So I moved back to Ohio.
Okay. So then you got in a relationship with him.
We've been together since we were 19. Sorry.
But she been messing with F-boys all this time,
met
though.
in
What
college.
point were you dealing with
will.
F-boys?
Right.
After I graduated college.
No. Let that play.
Oh,
Let that play.
okay.
You see the timeline?
Dibbled and dabbled.
Okay. Dibbled and dabbled. Had fun.
Went home for 8 months, almost to a year.
Okay.
And then came back Christmas. I came back to see him. I was like, oh my God, we're in love again. Like, I'm going to move out here, but I want to get married and da-da-da-da-da.
Got it. So then you were living with him,
Yes.
and then he told you that he got someone else pregnant.
Yes.
I just want to say, remember that what I just said earlier in this conversation.
What'd you say?
If you talk to them long enough, they will contradict themselves in the same conversation if you give them enough time. Second, F-boys out. I'm out here do. Once again, you got this dude celibate, but you out there playing the street, and you ain't playing with no F-boys, and then came home and was celibate for 8 months.
And then
that didn't happen.
And listen, so she's upset because he got another girl pregnant. Mind you, he's in his prime. He said 19, 18, 23, whatever. I don't know too many young men out there who is really not okay. If I can't do nothing with you, okay, cool. I'll play the game right now. But don't think he doesn't have other girls on the side he messing with because he got to release his testosterone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but the exact game we playing is that women do the same thing no more. I don't care anymore. I no longer believe that there are angels out there. Women have proven themselves to be, what they call us, dogs? Yeah. Women have proven themselves to be in relationships. I'm not going to say anything about your personal life out at church. As deceitful, underhanded, conniving, dirty, and nasty as any man. Once you take them off that pedestal and realize that they are humans, you realize they can do everything you can do. Isn't that the mantra? So, but she tried to play, she celibatized him for a year. But wait, I just want to say one thing. Since you're all moralistic and you're trying to be right, your man cheated on you and got somebody else pregnant. I know I would have broke up with him if I was a woman.
Yeah, that's true.
She married him. So let's hear how this hamster wheel turns right now.
Okay, all right, let it roll.
Yes.
This is before you married him.
Yes.
But you chose to still marry him.
Yes, because I'm a down,
No, stop. How can you be down and you run around messing around with a million F ninjas?
Well, no, she's not owning that. I know I personally feel like she's lying, but she's not owning that. So
she's not owning that? Well, listen, she put it out there, the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So we can all go back and listen to it again. And
I'm just saying she's not. I'm just saying she's not owning it. It sounds like she was playing games, because sometimes you do step back from the game. I'll give you that. Sometimes you have enough and you step back. But at 23, a 23-year-old woman who already been messing with F-boys, and I'm gonna be honest, throughout college and after college,
right?
You gonna tell me you step back for a year to see if you can get somebody to marry you? Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But you just proved that you're a chicken head, because your man got somebody else pregnant while you had his ass on the hook.
Probably doing that 90-day rule. But go ahead, hit play.
Fuck this, I'm done. Like, mom, come get me, calling family, calling. And Kiki, do you love me? Did you hear? So wait, where were we? Oh, and so he was like, babe, like, we'll be okay. Like, we could do this. I'm like, no, like, I'm going. Like, I'm hurt. Like, I was hurt. I've never, but, so he dropped down to his knees, and I saw him drop down. I loved him so much. I hugged him, and we both cried. It was just crazy.
Okay. You still chose to marry him.
Yes.
So you said because you're down.
He dropped down, he was crying, and I hugged him. Is this a movie? Is she trying to get an Oscar award?
Dude.
Is she trying to get an actor?
If you could see that, oh my God, dude, we're gonna have to.
I'm gonna figure that out, man.
Listen, if you could see the look on his face, I swear, if bullshit had a look, that would be it.
What's his name again?
Mediocre tutorials and reviews.
Please, people, subscribe and check out the video, please.
You can tell his BS meter has went off, and it's so loud he can't even think no more.
Hit play.
I just saw all of we just had so many goals and aspirations that we're still planning and we're still doing. Like, I just saw it, like, we were supposed to get married. We were supposed to have babies. We were supposed to have our first home. Like, you know, we were breaking those generational curses together. And I really believe that, like, you know.
No, you're not breaking a generational curse. If he got a baby mama, why you... Okay, I'm sorry. Just had to go there. That's a generational curse right there. It happened under your watch. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing there.
Hit play. Let it ride out.
You're going to have to mute my mic.
Let it ride out.
Although I'm not the one that stepped out, I was not doing celibacy 100% for the right reasons. However, I didn't step out on him. And, you know, like, I wish it wasn't this, but it is.
She said, I wasn't doing celibacy 100% for the right reason. I'm not saying she wasn't doing it because didn't I just say she was going to lie? I call BS on 95% of everything she said. I call BS. Anyway, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good. Let it roll. Let it ride.
Girl pregnant. I knew what I was signing up for. January 7th, he told me that he got a girl pregnant. And the 21st of January, we got married. And now I'm never going to say never rush into a big decision like that, because we are still, like, you know, I love my stepdaughter. I love my husband. But this is how we got here.
Wow, so you made that decision 3 weeks after.
Oh my God, I didn't even give myself time to like blink.
The wound was still fresh.
Oh my God, and it was still fresh 2 years after. Like, you know, I'm just now healing from that. That happened 2 years ago.
I wish I could talk to her.
Got it. But y'all still got married. And then y'all still happily married.
Yes, we're still married. Yeah,
right. Like how's with that growth in that marriage?
We're still we are still learning. Marriage is a partnership.
Facts.
It is love. Like,
and let me ask you another quick question too. There seems to be, you know, when you talk about marriage, it was a goal for you.
Yeah.
Why was marriage such a goal for you so early in your life?
Well, I saw my grandparents. They've been in a 51-year marriage, on my dad's side, and it wasn't really a rush. I just felt like I don't know why I felt like I had to get married.
You know why?
What?
Movies, love songs.
Facts.
And I'm a lover. I'm such a
Social media.
I'm a romantic.
It's what media
So
tells
she never
you.
had a real reason why.
Media tells you to fuck bitches and get money.
That doesn't tell women.
Yeah, it does. It does.
There's components of it now that does. The Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions.
Yes, I should have.
So, he asked her a clear and concise question. Mm-hmm. Why did you want to get married? Why was that something? Why was that something that you feel like you had to do? And she didn't have a reason why.
You know why?
Why is that?
Real simple.
What's that?
Most women are introspective. They just want stuff. They don't really even know why they want it. They just want stuff. That's it.
Like, if someone asked me why I got married, I can tell you why. I can give you a whole laundry list why.
But the day you got married, could you tell yourself that?
Yeah.
Okay? Because women are not introspective. That's right. I said it. It takes a lot to sit back and contemplate the decisions you've made in your life, to justify why you made those decisions, and to feel comfortable moving forward with those decisions. Because men on the whole have to be responsible for their decisions.
Facts.
So you don't
accountability.
Accountability. So I might do something that's stupid. I'll be honest with that. But it is on me to come back later to myself and justify, why did you do that? I need to understand why I made those decisions, because an adult needs to know why they did what they did. Otherwise, you'll continue to make the same messed up, stupid mistakes. You don't grow without introspection. That's all. She never. Well, keep listening. 2 years later, she still don't know. I don't know.
Right, because it's 2 years later. So, I mean, kudos for her. I'll give her credit for still wanting to be married to a man who had a baby while I was dating, even though you was cheating too. But regardless, he had a baby by another woman, and y'all got married, and y'all still together. Kudos, good job. But at this point now, 2 years into the marriage, if somebody asks you why you get married, you don't have an answer, a reason why. Not, I'm a lover. I watch TV and I want that. So you're the little girl that had that dream of being married. But that's it. But you don't understand the whole concept of being married. What it is to bring to the table. You just want to be. You just want to. You just want that title.
Yeah, you want
title. That's what it was. I just wanted the title. I didn't want to be the female out there that didn't have nobody. I just wanted that title. Say, yeah, I'm married. All right, hey, Paulette, continue because. Woo.
Yeah.
But. Yeah.
But Disney told you something different.
Maybe when I was younger, yeah.
So you had a pretty...
But however, I didn't want to get married until I went to LA.
Like what?
Okay. So you made it a goal for yourself when you got to LA.
Said, okay.
I'm like, I don't want these bullshit ass niggas. Like, I got a whole man in
you could see
Ohio who loves me and who wants to get married to me. And, I'm 22, guys. Like,
I thought you were 23.
I'm confused.
You know,
I was going through a lot.
Oh, she's talking about when she was in LA.
Life.
Hold on, what's his next question?
Looking back on your decision to continue to get married to someone who just had a kid.
Well, the baby wasn't even born.
When you say don't rush into things, don't you think perhaps you rushed into that one?
Of course. I literally dove off the cliff.
So doing it again, if you had a choice to do it over again, would you have taken the same options?
I probably would have went home. I probably would have went home, been surrounded by my family. However, I don't wish that on anybody.
What would you think, like your husband, if you were to guess, his motivations for continuing to want to marry you, even though he just got someone else pregnant?
I think he didn't think his process either. I don't think he was thinking... Like, we were so, like... It was such a crazy time in our lives.
Hold on, pause. I just want to add, something just popped into my head based on what she said earlier about her choosing to have a baby if you deserve it. So her man, regardless of whether or not he was right, because I'm not saying he was right to step out or anything or cheat, but the girl who got pregnant by him, she had to have chosen to get pregnant, right?
Facts.
So because it's obviously a choice you can make.
And she knew that he had a girlfriend too.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she knew her place, but because mind you, he turned around, married her a
couple weeks later. Yeah,
right. So we have a baby together. Well, it's not me and you, but you and the girl.
But
anyway, they have a baby coming together, right? Yep. And then next week or a couple weeks, so you marry your other girl. Like she don't know because the baby's here now, so now you're a part of that baby's life. So how did that go? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you were right. Once again, and my other part to that would be this. I've said this before. The worst thing in the world is a side chick that's willing to play her position.
That's true.
You got this girl pregnant. You got married 3 weeks later, but this little girl is still a part of your life, and you've taken on the role of stepmother. He's still sleeping with his baby mama, right?
Facts.
So not. We understand that, but from a woman's standpoint, he's still sleeping with his baby mama, right? Because you can't have stepchildren on good terms without that. It's not at 20 something years old. You're not mature enough to not do that. So. But you cool with that?
I can't argue.
I just wanted to point that out. That the baby mama chose to be a baby mama, and she obviously still choosing to play her position, and you rolling with it. But for it,
both weren't thinking like he's 22, so basically 18 in boy years. I'm 22.
Go with that.
18 in boy years. What does that mean?
You guys are like. Don't mature as fast as
I told you about
physically.
That. Physically.
Oh, mentally.
Not mentally.
Are you serious?
No. You know why? Because when you say like you messing with these F boys, But you're still messing with him.
I'm not though.
Well, not now because you're married now. But at the time,
exactly, and that's why I was like,
but if you're still messing with
them, then I never thought I would be in that.
But if you're still messing with them, then how does that make you any more mature than the F boys?
I'm not messing with F boys.
I'm not saying now. I'm saying at the point that
that was like.
I just want to justify
deflecting the question.
It's totally just deflection of the question. And if you saw her face, you could tell that she's lying.
Right.
Everything in her body language is saying she's not telling the truth. So yeah, there's some F boys still going on. If I was talking to her and we were dating, if I saw this video and it was my girlfriend, when she got home, I'd be like, I don't think this marriage is gonna work, because looking at that video, your body language indicated you were telling a lie.
I'm sure he saw it, so I'm curious what his thoughts is.
Bruh.
Man, bro.
A phase. That was a total phase. Girls, we go through our little, our little phase.
You know what that phase is colloquially called?
What?
Hoe phase. It's also called riding the cock carousel.
I don't like that saying. But
is that too much? It's too much?
Yeah. No, I don't like that saying. But we all go through that phase. We do. And that's why,
when you read that book,
oh my God.
the Megan Good
goddamn
book that purported all kind of lies
that goddamn book. Oh, but
her book, the Steve Harvey book.
It even helped me even to get deeper
Facts.
into it, which I wasn't going into it for the right.
The whole celibacy thing. It's an interesting perspective. Because,
but why can't you wait for me if you want to marry me?
Because you wasn't waiting before.
Oh, who cares? I can.
Oh, God, I think I got an aneurysm. He said he called her on. He said you wasn't waiting before. What did she say? Who cares?
So you put the men up here on things that he need to do. Checklist, check. He need this, and this. But over here, I'm living my best life, and who cares?
No accountability.
I don't think we need to listen anymore to this video at this point now.
You know what? We only got a couple more minutes.
Oh, okay. Then let her roll then. I thought it was more to this.
Burning out my brain cells, but we got to bite this bullet.
All right, go ahead. Let her roll.
Change my mind.
You don't think it matters?
I can't change my mind.
No, you can. I'm not saying that you can't.
I have the right to change my mind.
Because here's what happens to me as a man. Here's what happens to me. I get those who really value me. Let's say I'm dating a young woman. I get those that really value me, that all of a sudden want to be celibate with me because they really value me. But then they might have a Chad or a Tyrone somewhere in their call log who's blowing her back out every other day.
Facts.
But to me, because she sees my purpose as well within my life, she sees I got a good job. She sees I live pretty nicely, right? I'm not struggling. I got a car. I don't got no kids, right? I'm tall, whatever. Then all of a sudden she's celibate with me. She's celibate with her best
But that
option.
wasn't mine. I with him.
I'm not saying it's with you. What I'm saying,
If you could see her face,
I know.
if you could see this chick face, it wasn't with him. She got no answer. She played the game. That's the game almost all these women play. Once again, the girl had my boy going to church and he was celibate. Dude, we was like 19 or 20. I'm like, I didn't know. I swear to God, I didn't know it was his girl.
Yeah, twice the fact.
She did stuff to me that I still can close my eyes and smile about. We had a very good time. And she got you going to church. Dude. I mean, not that it's going to church wrong, but if you'd have seen him from what we were to what it was like, dude, who is this dude? I thought he was a Muslim selling bean pies for a little while. For her to do the stuff that we did, you playing my boy for a straight fool, right?
Facts.
And all I'm saying is that right there, that's what makes men upset. I would tell. Let's finish it, but I'm gonna go back. Let's
is the reason as to why we like the celibacy at a certain point. Like as a dude, we tend to not believe that.
Nope.
But I feel like sex does play a huge emotional factor in a relationship.
Oh,
for
without a
women.
doubt.
So for me, why I didn't want to have sex is because I really wanted to.
Wait,
You don't
pause.
want emotions involved.
No,
Exactly.
pause. Did she say this was her college boyfriend? So you had sex with him during college, but then you made him wait after you graduated?
So you got a sample of what he could have for the rest of his life. So Now you have to wait until you put a ring on it. But hit play. Go ahead. Hit play. Nope.
Make sure that he was my, like, I really wanted this nigga to be my husband. And maybe I didn't do it in the right way. I know I didn't do it in the right way. But I wanted to, but to be honest, like, when I wasn't having sex, our relationship as friends grew, it blossomed.
Well, you know a component as to why?
Why?
I mean, I hate to just say it out there like
say
that.
It, brother. Say it.
You know, as a man, we have certain needs. He was still getting his needs fulfilled.
Facts.
At the time.
Well, not at that time because he was celibate for, you were almost celibate for 7 months, 8 months.
He was celibate with you, dummy.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You can't.
What, I hate to say it, what you know about it. Right, like you would have thought.
I think
if he didn't get someone pregnant, you would have thought he was celibate the entire time, right?
To be honest, hell yeah! I never thought that would ever, in a million bajillion years.
I can't see it.
All right, so we're almost at 30 minutes. So
Damn.
that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a heavy.
Yeah,
It's crazy how fast it goes, right?
Yeah,
it's heavy.
heavy.
What did you learn from that situation? And then
What
also,
I learned.
So just give me a learn. I ask you a follow-up question.
Okay.
Yeah, what did
What
you
I
learn? And I'll come
learned
back.
is that you don't need to rush. Like, don't rush big decisions. Like, ladies, trust me. Like, trust me, gentlemen. If you just don't rush the decisions. Don't ever rush in marriage. Don't ever rush moving to another place. Don't just take your 20s and live your 20s for you. I think I was living my 20s for him because.
Okay, first off, don't take your 20s and live your 20s for you. 30-year-old women ain't getting married the way 25-year-old women are going to get married. At 30, you done ran through 100 dudes, and we now know this. The internet is a monster. We tell the truth to each other on these podcasts. The majority of people who listen to these podcasts are men. We are not talking to each other. Okay? So spend your 30s riding the cock carousel if you want to, and then you'll see that 2020 is not 1956, 1960, 1970. You can't do the same thing you've always done.
70, 80.
This is bad advice she's giving. Let's continue, but this is bad advice.
Guys, I think it was my flaw is that when I love fucking like hard. Like I got you, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like a real gangster when it comes to love. Like,
she's an idiot.
I'm a gangster.
Bonnie?
Yes. I'm not a Bonnie because I ain't about to rob no banks with you and be up in prison.
You're not a gangster then?
Not like a gangster. I'm like a gangster, like, nigga, I'll ride for you. Okay, you make mistakes. Okay, what the fuck? You know, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Now, I wasn't perfect, but I would be perfect. Just saying. But you can cut that out. Yeah, so don't rush things. Don't rush it. Take life slowly.
So, my last question, and going back to, again, like the benefits of being married, because that was the beginning of the
right.
All off track.
A whole hour
being
later.
a married woman, I heard a couple of things. I heard, she can be able to build you up. My reaction to that is, what if I'm already the most awesome that I can possibly be?
And that's the problem.
What's the problem?
Why is that a problem?
It's always
Isn't that
room
good?
for growth. There's always room for growth.
There's always room for growth, but why would I assume that another human being should be responsible for my growth?
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. So if I build myself up to be 100% of who I am, right? Why would I require another person to help me continue past some arbitrary?
Yeah. So what? Can I ask you a question?
No, answer the question.
Okay. So
deflecting.
If you found a woman that completed your checklist,
I'm gonna
and she had all the qualities.
Okay, I gotta pause. Once again, that massive deflection. Every woman that we've had in here, that we've interviewed, that I've talked to in public, they deflect. They get right here and deflect. Listen, if I ask you what color the sky is, do not ask me what I have for breakfast. What the hell color is the damn sky? That's all I want, the answer to the question. I'm sorry. I'll continue.
You wanted. And she wanted to get married, and you loved her. You genuinely, deeply loved her. You wouldn't marry her.
I think that it's an interesting question in a sense that what you're talking about is a unicorn. Come to the camera a little bit. What you're talking about is a unicorn.
Yeah.
And I think it's extremely hard to find someone that fulfills a dude's checklist, especially a dope dude, right? Mm-hmm. So, but within that, I think you can't also negate the data of marriage. You can't negate that 50% of them fail.
But you can't
negate that 70% of those are.
Why are you looking at all the negatives? What about the positives? Like, you got to look at the positives. We asked you that.
That's the whole purpose of the video.
I'm looking at the positives. But I think all the positives that you named before can be done without marriage. And I also think if you look at the negatives of marriage, just like I gave you the skydiving example, if 50% hit that ground, would you still go skydiving?
I
think it's to just assume that you're going to be different out of the statistics. It just doesn't equate in my mind. I like to process things. I like to analyze things. It just feel like your situation is going to be better.
You don't process. You analyze. You
feel. You just.
I feel.
Yay! Marriage. Marry me.
She laughing, but she don't know. You dragging her.
Oh my God!
I guess it's just like
no, and I feel it. I respect it. I think the beauty in having these conversations is to know how
I think they done
ridiculously different we think about things.
Crazy.
But you're living a fulfilled life.
I don't think my life is 100% fulfilled. I want it to be. If it's fulfilled, then I can't grow anymore. So right now I'm still like in this transitioning of like figuring out life, like figuring out being married, trying to.
There's no way she makes 10 years
as you
of
get
marriage.
married, so you have to move. And they have to move how you change.
That it?
An ad came on, but yeah, we're done.
Listen,
that was so much.
How hard is it to answer a question? And then when we answer a question, how come it has to be like a laugh behind it? Like, just give me a straight answer. Like, hell yeah, like, because you feel uncomfortable answering the question, so you don't know how to make it. You know what I'm saying?
It's accountability.
Yeah.
It's accountability. It's being responsible for the decisions you make. That's why it's so hard to pin down a woman. What you want to eat? Where'd you like to go? What you want to do today? What movie you want to watch? Though when men ask women those simple, this is our communication with women, by the way. And I know it's going to make people mad, but I don't care. When I talk to a lady, woman, female, whatever, and I ask you the simple, I was about to say ask. And then I did. When I ask you the simple questions that you should be able to answer with a yes or no statement, and you waffle, I lose respect in the fact that I can ask you a harder question. If I can't ask you what you want to eat, if I can't ask you where you want to go, then I can't ask you about how you feel about moving to another state, because if you think it's in your best interest, you'll give me this answer. If it's not in your best interest, you'll give me this answer. But as a woman, you like to stand back and prove, as she just said, I can change my mind. It's so difficult to work with somebody when you don't know what you can expect from them, what they're delivering to you, what they're bringing to the table. And all women do this all the time. Once again, she contradicted herself at least 5 or 6 times. At least 5 or 6 different times. She contradicted herself just trying to explain herself.
She couldn't explain herself.
I wouldn't trust this chick to watch my kids. But some dude trusted her to get married. And if he watched this video, I swear I'd have her stuff packed when she got home. You probably do need to go see your mama. That's just my opinion.
I ain't got nothing else to say for this video, because at this point, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made no sense. You still didn't answer. She still didn't answer the question. The main question was, what is the benefit of you getting married?
And
she had none.
That would have involved her making a statement and standing by it.
Every question she had, she reverted to, oh, let me ask you a question. No. You answer the question, then you can ask your question. That's how conversation works. I ask a question, you answer it. Then you say, well, I got a question for you. Okay, let's go.
Fair enough. That's a statement.
Simple as that.
Once again, I wish it was a joke, but we've had a couple of women in here. We've had some really interesting conversations, but I've been keeping track of this. This isn't just a one-off. Answer the question. But if you try to pin, you know why you can't pin women down on a question? Because they know they lie more than we do on a regular basis. Men will lie. Not saying we don't, but women lie more than us, and their lies are more complicated than ours. But if you try to pin a woman down, you know the best way to break up? Call her, make her tell you the truth. That's the best way to break up with a woman. Make her tell you the truth. And I mean about anything. Who was that on the phone? Where were you at? Oh, you controlling. Yeah, da. No. I'm asking for the truth. And I remember I asked my ex-wife once, I said, assume I already know the answer and tell me what happened. She lied 3 times. I was like, assume I know the truth. Assume I already did the work to find out the truth. Assume you dropped the ball and you got caught slipping. She lied 3 different times. Once again, that's why all of that, she could have never answered any of those questions. It's not in her nature.
So I want to put the challenge out here. So for any lady out there who wants to join in on this conversation with us, you can call in, if you want to be part of the show, or if you're close enough, you can come in. But I would like to know, woman, your thoughts. What is the benefit of you getting married? And I don't want to hear about how you saw the movies and love. No.
Wait.
I need it. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, if that's their answer, that's their answer.
You know what? That's true.
But you cannot answer a question with a question. You have to answer the question.
You know what? That's true. You know what? Yeah. You know what? I can't say what the answer can be. That's true. But then if that is your answer,
we can work with that.
We can work with that, but you can't have men on this high pedestal of the accountability of things that they must do when you bring nothing to the table. You just want to be married because it sounds good.
Exactly. I mean, she gave nothing. If you ask me, if I asked you why do I want to get married? I don't. No, I've been there. I don't. I could get up and walk out the room right now, and that'd be the end of my sentence.
And honestly, when she said that she saw her grandparents who were married for 51 years, right? Mm-hmm. I would have asked her. So before you got married, have you talked to them and asked them about marriage? I mean, I don't know if they're still alive or not, but if they're still alive, I'm like, did you ever ask them? Was grandpa, grandma, tell me the benefits and why should I get married, or how did y'all guys do it for 51 years?
I mean, how many 20-year-old women have you ever had ask you for advice? I know young men ask me for advice
all the time.
How many young women ask for advice?
If they do, they ask other women. They don't ask me,
which doesn't seem to help nobody.
Yeah,
society is going down the tubes.
Yeah, I have that's a good question. I have plenty of young men married or even older or whatever, because some people may be older than me, but they didn't get married yet, so they knew getting married. So people ask me about marriage, and I'm like, yeah, let me tell you the benefits and the do's and don'ts, and this is we should wait out if you get married or not. I'm not that I'm saying I'm trying to talk them out getting married, but the fact is that I never had any uncles. My dad died, so I had no real men in my life to give me all the pros and cons of really getting married. Mm-hmm. Besides, oh, you sure you want to do this? Like the funny tactic. Like when I have conversation with people, I want to have conversation. It don't gotta be joking the whole time. Just talk. Let's just talk about it. It don't gotta be all, you know what I'm saying? No. I don't know what I'm saying. You need to tell me. Because if not, you're doing me a disservice. But we're going to chop it up, or we're going to end it here right here, people. So once again, if you want to give us your thoughts and process on why, as a woman, why you get married, leave a comment, subscribe, like, share, comment, let us know. We'll do another show and we can record this and we can talk live. But I'd like to know. I really want to know.
Yeah,
because
I need to know.
And no, I'm not going to tell you why. I know why, but this is my podcast and this is the question I'm presenting. And we out.
Peace. I like that one.